Okay, we'll go ahead and call the Budget Committee meeting to order. We do have a set of minutes for May the 20th.
Motion approved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Is there any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We're here this evening to hear the needs list from various department heads, and we'll just go in the same order that's on our handout here, and so we'll start with Peg Studio.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, it's got a drop. I thought it looked too high.
I'm sorry. Yeah, when I came before the board before, we were talking, I asked for, I believe it was 3 of our eldest to
Yeah.
be moved up. Yeah, that's probably what Aaron has. I've shrunk that down to our 2 eldest, to work a total of 600 hours as opposed to the max amount of hours. So that bottom line has changed to 26,705.
Yeah, we didn't get that changed again. That's our bad.
I apologize.
And not to the 2, we didn't get it. We haven't, yeah, our number's terrible. My bad.
No worries. I apologize for that. I didn't get a heads up. When I went before the board, I originally asked for more, but there's a council that's getting together to hire the new person. I know that person's going to need a lot of help. So in order to assist that person that's coming in, our 2 eldest at least just move their hours up more. That's all I'm asking for today.
Is there any questions? Comments? Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Yes, I do.
Planning.
Just planning?
Well, zoning's next.
Okay.
Thank you.
Planning department of the 3 that I'm presenting to you this evening is probably the simplest one. I have one actual number associated with a need, which is line item 517520451 for uniforms. And I'm not talking about police uniforms, but I am talking about some sort of identifying shirt. And that you'll find this needs assessment in my other 2 departments as well as a request that I've got. Just as we go forward in time, our employee security is becoming more paramount particularly when we have to enter on private property, even if we're entering by traditional means, going to the front door, whatever. People want to know who we are, and we carry IDs and things like that, or business cards, but it would be helpful if we had at least a shirt that had the Wilson County logo on it and perhaps our department name. So I'm estimating $1,600 for that cost for shirts or jackets or some form of clothing for the planning office. The other need, it has to do with payroll. Our staff members in the planning division are appreciative of any consideration that can be made for additional compensation, considering heightened workloads over the past several years, inclusive of raises and/or pay study, pay plan related adjustments. And the total request for planning is $1,600, not including the pay plan request.
Got a question.
Yes, sir.
If we did fund the 1,600 for uniforms, would you require people to wear them?
Yes, I would do my best to. Now, they're not, obviously not gonna wear the same shirt every day.
I didn't say that,
Yeah,
but I
so-
mean, is that not
Yeah.
enough for every day of the week, or?
I don't know. I mean, $1,600 was my best shot at an estimate, so I could probably get 5 shirts.
It doesn't make sense to buy them and not be used, is what
Sure.
I'm asking.
Understood. Any more questions about planning? We'll move to building inspection. You may recall we split this past year, the code and zoning department into 2 new departments. This is the first of those 2 departments, building codes inspection. And as a result of that, there are a few shortfalls with regard to particular line items. Under dues and memberships, we're asking to add $500. Under line item 332, legal notices and recording, we're asking to add $300. Under line item 338, maintenance and repair of vehicles, they have 3 trucks in that department that they have to service and maintain. We're asking to add $2,500. Line item 348, under postal charges, we're asking to just give us a baseline of $100. They don't have a whole lot of mail need, but just $100 to, if they did need to buy a couple rolls of stamps or something. Line item 349, additional printing cost of $1,000, and that's due to additional permitting and printing needs associated with migrating to hopefully an online permitting and inspection system. Line item 355, travel general, we're asking to add $500 to that line item. And under fuel, we're asking to add $4,000 for gas costs. Under line item 435, in office supplies, we're looking at $500. And then you have uniforms. They already had uniforms in this department, but we're asking to add an additional $1,200 just to fulfill and update those uniforms with the correct department label and such. Line item 524, in-service and staff development, add $1,000 for continuing ed. They went from having 2 to 3 inspectors that are in need of required in-service staff development, continuing education requirements. And the cost, again, the cost of living pay plan related adjustments. Again, the building inspection division would appreciate any consideration for raises, given additional workloads directly associated with increased volumes in permitting and increased workloads associated with transition of the office to a more technologically updated format. And the total needs request in that department, not including the pay plan request, which doesn't have a number associated with it because I didn't know what it would be, based on what your consideration is $11,600.
Any questions concerning building codes?
The last one is the zoning office. I went in alphabetical order. This is the zoning and zoning enforcement office effectively by function, I guess. They also handle board of zoning appeals requests. Again, this is partially a result of the split, so I have a few small line items to go through here. Line item 320, dues and memberships, adding $500 for their zoning inspector that we've hired. We did hire 2 additional employees in the course of this year, as you had approved in previous budgets with the combined department. We hired a zoning inspector and another counter staff member. Line item 338, maintenance and repair of vehicles, adding $1,250 for their 1 vehicle that they have to maintain. Additional printing cost of $500. Additional travel cost of $500 for reimbursement of increased travel expenses due to increased travel for zoning inspections and Board of Zoning Appeals review. Fuel, adding $1,500 again for the same reason, which is line item 425. Line item 451 again is the uniform line item. We've got 1 employee well, actually, we have 2 employees that may be out on site on a daily basis, and that would be $800 for their identifying clothing. Line item 103, zoning compliance supervisor or director. As a result of establishing a department head for this newly minted zoning enforcement specific division, this position has been evaluated by HR and compensation consultant, which resulted in a pay increase for the position given changes in responsibilities. And then, of course, the cost of living related adjustments that I've got on my other 2. Again, those employees are just like the rest of us. We would appreciate any consideration for raise.
On that supervisor one,
Uh-huh.
did you add in social security, state retirement, and Medicare?
I would have to,
Yes, sir, it's,
Because it's on our page, and it's about $1,000 difference from what he's given us.
this was the numbers that I got from from the pay, or from Kiana from the pay consultant, so I don't know if it included,
They probably denied they didn't include that.
yeah.
So,
so on his paperwork, the benefits are not included.
Okay.
On mine that I handed out is.
okay.
So the total request, as I understood it, is $10,601, not including the last line item, which is the cost of living pay plan related adjustments. It may be
$11,600.
$11,600, about $1,000 more, including Social Security and other benefits.
Okay, is there any other questions for zoning? Thank you, sir.
Do you guys handle capital improvements outlay plans? I presented that to planning and zoning, but I don't know if you guys care about that. Or not that you don't care about it, but that you don't consider it in these meetings.
I don't care about it tonight.
Okay. Well, you have it somewhere in your myriad of paperwork.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
County attorney.
Mike is asking for $10,000 in other contracted services for increase in wages, travel expenses, increase in legal services, his research services, things like that.
Any questions? Libraries.
Hello, the Wilson County Library System is asking for $50,000 to finish the remodel for the Watertown Library. This will replace the window front, and it would also replace the handicap entry doors at the Watertown Library. And I have gotten some estimates. So if you need to see those. There doesn't add up quite to $50,000, but we're added a little bit to cover incidentals, like painting, signage, replacing the book drop. Any questions?
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Okay, soil and water conservation.
I'm a few short.
Somebody left the house out.
I'm Christy Luna. I'm representing the Soil and Water Conservation District. Probably in your budget, it shows as soil conservation. Our name changed this year, so just wanted to let you know that. What we are requesting is $40,472, and this is to convert an employee to county government. This employee has been a contract employee with our office for the past 17 years, and we're wanting to try to get him on with county government to get him some benefits and things like that. In our budget, there is a line item of $26,500. 24,000 of that is already being used to pay this employee, along with some other funds that we get from state and federal government. And one reason that we're requesting this money is to get him on with the county government, but also with the concern that those funds from the state and federal may dry up. And if they do, then we have to lose that employee. We won't be able to afford to keep him at that $24,000. So one thing that I wanted to point out to you in your packet on the third page, our office is a little bit different than a lot of departments here in county government. I am a federal employee. I work for the USDA NRCS, and that's the Natural Resources Conservation Service. And we have programs that offer cost share assistance to landowners. And that third page shows the money that we have brought into the county in the last 3 years. It's about 1.2, a little bit over 1.2 million in our federal programs, and almost 469,000 in our state programs. That money turns over in the county at least 4 to 5 times. That money is given to landowners to implement conservation practices to improve their farm operations and to control erosion, things like that. So just wanted to let you know that's the money that we do bring into the county that doesn't have to go through county funds. It comes directly through our office. We process all that money out. So just wanted to be aware of that on there. And the last page of that document is just the hours that the employee has worked over the last year or so there in the 2023 year. So basically already a full-time employee with the money that we are paying him now as a contract employee. We did have HR run through the pay study firm for the salary, and it is listed in the first paragraph there at $20.90 per hour is what they evaluated that position at. So
Okay, what are we,
the $40,472 would be what we are requesting, and we would take the $24,000 that we're already using out of our line item there to combine with that $40,472 to get the total requested funds. That would include benefits and everything. That $40,000 does. It would not be added on to that.
the only reason I ask, because this number's about $700 difference than what we have. So which one are we using?
She said she talked to Kiana,
Yeah.
and it was 43472 is what was needed.
43,472,
Yeah.
That was the total, yes, sir.
but the total requested amount would be 63,745?
No,
That's what we have.
well, that would be the total overall, but 24,000 is already in our budget. That wouldn't have to be extra.
So you don't need 24 of it.
No, 24, the line item that we already have in the budget of the 26.5,
Gotcha.
we would take that 24,000 out of that we're already paying him to go toward that 64,000.
So you're back 24,000 out of the 63,000.
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry.
And Christie,
Yes.
if that ever goes away, we have to make up the difference. We would, because that 24 could go away.
That 24 you were already giving us,
Yes,
yes. But yes, if you decided to take it away from us in the future, yeah.
Wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
But I was thinking we were getting some money that you thought we might lose.
Yes, that's the money, it was around it's around 21,000 that we're getting right now, which is less than what the study needs show the salary to be set at. But yes, that's the money that we could possibly lose, so,
And if you lose that though, we still got the employee, no trouble.
yes, sir.
That's just gravy for you right now, to use
Yes.
somewhere else.
Yes, sir.
Gotcha.
Is there any other questions?
We take it off here.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
Mhm.
Okay. Sheriff. gonna take forever.
Make it easy. Thank you, Mr. Barlow, I appreciate that. Let's start on the top there, these, the 110, 106, that's for 2 additional school resource officers to be handling 2 additional K-9 units for the county school system. That would be fully funded by the school system. The 54-110, the next one is 54-110-110, that deputy line item. That was going to be for an increase in from a sergeant to a lieutenant, but I would ask that we strike that for now. That was, I just asked that we strike it right now, please. The third one, 54-110-106, that's the current K-9 officer we have in the Lebanon Special School District. That's a increase from a regular patrol level to a corporal at the request of the Lebanon Special School District, funded by them. So I would ask that stay.
But that would be funded by them?
Yes. And that, again, that's not a full position, that's just an increase from patrolman to the corporal position. 54-110-161, that would be, it's labeled there as a secretary. Currently we have, I'll call it an analyst. Currently in our detective division, we have a secretary in there, but our narcotics division also has another office, and there's a lot of analytical work that has to be done through that office as it relates to social media, keeping up with these drug dealers, and keeping out in front of them, and there's a big need for that, and it will assist us in freeing up some of my narcotics officers, so they can be out on the street doing their thing while this analyst is there on the computer doing different things, doing research as it relates to activity of these narcotics dealers. So that's a need that I'm requesting. Let's skip the next one. I'll come back to it. Let's go to 54-210-161. That's another secretary's, that's an existing secretary position with additional duties that we have thrown on her over the past couple of years as far as relates to payroll and different things in the office. So it's just an increase to get her up to where some of the other secretaries are at. So that's just like I said, a little increase for her. And then we'll go back to 54-210-106. That's the corrections deputies. I know there's been a lot of talk about corrections, and just it come out of law enforcement committee that, you know, I originally asked for 15. They dropped it to 5. We come back out at 10, so we're at 10 here. And listen, I'm going back to the same conversation me and you had last year. If I can't fill them, I can't hire them. And I will give, I'm all for, again, if we can take care of our employees, we can hold up on some of this right here. We can hold up on these correctional officers. Again, there may be a need to hire a few throughout the year if we get to that point, but are we to that point right now with 15 positions open? We're not. And I think with the discussions we're having about pay as it relates to correctional officers across the board, I don't want to think other county officers, I'm for them too. I want them to be involved in this too. So it's not, I'm gonna fight for my correctional officers, I'm gonna fight for my deputies, and I ask that, once y'all start considering all this, there's some leeways at least all these correctional officers. There's $604,000 of benefits. But again, I can't hire them if I don't have them. And I think with this pay discussion we're having, that it shows a future where we'll get it right, and we'll work towards filling positions as we need them. And I'll leave that to y'all's discretion. Just understand that if we get to the point again in the middle of the year, and I've said this for the past 3 years, that if we get to that point, I may be coming and ask if hey, give me 2 or 3. And play it as we need.
Is there any other questions? Comments?
So for the time being, strike the corrections officers altogether? What are we doing?
I would not be against that right now. As long as we understand we've got to take care of our employees, and we'll put more of an emphasis on what we got right now, okay? And take care of the ones we got right now and move forward. And let's deal with this when we have to.
So this is, how many is this?
10.
That's 10.
Okay.
It started out as 15 at one point, and went to 5, and went back up to 10.
Okay. Anything else from anybody? All right, thank you, sir.
Thank y'all.
Election Commission?
Hello. I'm here just asking for additional money to add a position. We have, since I came in 2011, we started with, I think, 6 full-time, several part-time, got down to 3 full-time and a couple part-time, and I'm rebuilding since Philip has left, so I'm still in that phase. So I'm just asking for $29,000 to add a position to what we currently have. So,
I assume that'd be a part-time.
well, I'm working with Kiana to create so I didn't really understand the STEP program when y'all did this. So I didn't realize I need to have I have money left in,
Not the only one.
I know, I have the money left. I have money available to add with the 29 to add a position, if that makes sense.
Yes, ma'am.
Kevin, you want to mention just board member fees? real
Excuse
quick?
me?
Mention just board member fees real quick. Weren't we talking about
Oh,
raising
yeah,
those,
thank
but we
you.
don't need them?
Yeah.
We don't need the money. We need the board members.
Right,
Yes.
so, I'm also, asking for a resolution to increase our election commission pay from $60 an hour, or $60 a meeting to $100 a meeting. We have the money in our line, we've had the money for years, they've been making $60. And with elections, with everything that goes on with elections right now, I think they are fully deserving of $100 a meeting. And we actually don't meet that often. I mean, we meet once a month during election time. I know some counties that will get 12 meetings out of a full election, and we are very, very conservative with that. We meet when we have to meet. We don't meet because we could meet and make more money doing it. So, just asking y'all to do a resolution on that. But the money's already in the line.
Doesn't need to be, they don't need money. No. Yeah.
We don't
just
need the
needed-
money.
We just needed a resolution. And your approval.
Yeah.
Effective July 1?
Yes.
Yes.
So is that something we need to vote on tonight, or?
I think you would vote to send that resolution forward to the county commission.
I'll make a motion to do that.
Okay, there's a motion made, is there a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second to increase board member pay from 60 to 100. Okay, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right.
Thank you.
Hey, I wanna get you out of here, let's move. Okay. I probably should have asked this question before now, but should we, vote to,
Accept them all.
you know,
At the end, you can.
instead of doing them one at a time? So if somebody, I'd entertain a motion to accept what has been presented to us
We
tonight.
have one
So
more,
moved.
I'm sorry, we have one more Cindy, with the link.
Who's
Sorry,
that?
she's on the last page, Cindy Lynch.
I didn't see that.
She should be, then at the very
At the
top.
top.
Which start the waves.
Oh,
On this sheet.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. I have 3 needs assessment, needs. The first one is, additional diesel, for trucks and our heavy equipment, 25,000. And then my second one is 3 additional employees for 3 days a week at the convenience centers. That will get us, staff to 2 people at, each one of the 3 major convenience centers every week. And that's 88,196, and that does include the pay, Social Security, Medicare, and retirement. That would be the Lebanon, Martha, and the Suds Creek convenience centers. And that would be Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays, days that we staff it. And then number 3 is, right now, I'm looking at $250,000. I need a new GCL liner put in the landfill. We have put this off probably 10 to 12 years, and it's at the point now where we have got to do it. We are gonna put it out for bid and see. I'm not sure that we can do it for $250. I may have to come back and ask for more money later on. And the money is available in our fund balance for these 3 projects.
What was the amount for personnel?
88,196, and that's everything.
And then,
That's at $15.75 an hour is what they make, so that's what
and
they,
then 25,000 for diesel?
diesel fuel,
Okay.
exactly.
Got
And
it.
then 250,000 for the TCL line.
And you're asking for all this to come out of your fund balance, correct, Ms. Cindy?
It can. I mean, I think we're okay on the fund balance, so it could. And like I said, I may have to come back and ask for more money after we bid this GCL line out to see how much it's gonna cost. I have never done one of these before, so this is a new experience for me. So.
Any other questions for Cindy? Thank you very much. Sorry I missed you. Okay, now,
Motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to accept what has been presented this evening. Is there any other questions or concerns that needs to be brought up at this time? Okay. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I would assume so, just recess until tomorrow.
Vote on that or just
Yeah.
motion to recess?
Have a motion and a second to recess until 6 o'clock tomorrow. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
See you later.
All right.